Hello, this is Dr. Rhoberta Shaler, the Relationship Help Doctor. And I've been answering questions from people just like you who have asked me, what should I do? And today's question is this: my partner is always blaming me. It seems nothing I do is ever enough or even good enough. Is the problem with me, with my partner? Where? What will make this stop? Well, there's a couple of things that I would say to you. If someone is always blaming you, then you have to observe the fact that perhaps they cannot allow themselves to be wrong. They are fearful. They are upset. They cannot concern themselves for 1 minute with the possibility that they may have made a mistake. They may be in the wrong. They may have said or done something that they know is inappropriate. So the only thing that they have to do is to blame you. If you find that that's the case almost all of the time with someone that you care about, you may know that this person is, in my opinion, a hijackal. And I coined the term hijackal because we need to know that there are certain behavior patterns that are repeated in people, and the behavior pattern of hijackals are ones that are repeated. Hijackals are people who hijack relationships for their own purposes, while relentlessly scavenging them for power, status, and control. So someone who has to blame you all the time and they can never take responsibility for what they're up to may in fact be a hijackal. And you can find that out by simply going to hijackals.com, and you can download my free ebook there, How to Spot a Hijackal. So you'll read a few things in there that will really help you. And then you can also go to my main website at forrelationshiphelp.com. And there's lots of blog posts, articles, things there that you can read. And you can also go to my YouTube channel, which is also called For Relationship Help. So if somebody's always blaming you, first of all, think about the fact that it may be them. It may be that they are just too fragile in their ego. That doesn't mean that they're not behaving like an ox in a china shop. They may be too fragile in their most innermost self to be able to accept the fact that they could safely be wrong. And that's what happens with hijackals. So if it's all the time, you may well be with a hijackal. And if that's the case, you can come along to my closed Facebook group and apply for membership at Surviving Hijackals. You get lots of ideas there. But if in fact somebody often blames you, but they do take responsibility part of the time, then you need to have a talk about this. You need to stop and say to them, what is our relationship based on? Is it based on blaming each other all the time? Are we afraid of actually moving forward and growing together? Can we figure something out that is honest and safe and trustworthy and reliable? You probably can. You may need some help to do that. I help people do that often. But you need to have conversations about the issue, not about the event or the situation in the moment, but about the issue. We don't want to be in relationships where we're blamed, and we certainly don't want to be in relationships where we're shamed. Neither of those things lead to healthy relationships or to healthy people in their relationships. So where does the problem lie? Well, you've created a pattern of blame as persistent. And somewhere along the line, someone's got to say, no, this pattern is not going to continue. So bring the subject up during a quiet time and say, we seem to have this issue where we get into blame, and I would really like that to change. Would you? And see if your partner is also feeling the same thing. However, if you're with a hijackal, you don't confront things directly like that. You don't blame them. You don't even suggest that they have a problem, because that will backfire completely. What you do there is you talk about yourself, which is always the safest thing to talk about anyway. In order to be assertive, we can only be assertive about what we're thinking or what we're feeling or what we need or what we want. Emotionally healthy adults don't tell other people what they're thinking or what they're feeling or what they're needing or what they're wanting. We wait for them to say, or we ask them and they tell us. So don't impute motive to other people. Don't make assumptions. You don't know what's going on in anybody's mind. And particularly if you've been with somebody for a while, you may think that you really know them, and therefore you say things like, well, you always do that, or you never do that. And we get into blaming that has that additional impact. Nobody does anything never or always. It's just not the way people behave, unless you're a hijackal. So with that little caveat there, I will tell you that if you are finding that you're being blamed for everything, read and download How to Spot a Hijackal so that you can learn something strategic that can help you there, or go to the main website, watch the videos on YouTube, go to forrelationshiphelp.com. But in the moment, don't be a blamer. That's your part in the equation. Give up blaming. Speak about yourself. Speak about what's so for you. That's all you can do. Don't speak about the other person. Put that on the table. See what the other person does with it. That will tell you more about your partner than getting into a fight or getting into a contest to see who can be more right. I hope that helps you, and I look forward to talking with you again soon.